Hello everyone, welcome to my new YouTube video. This time with the light on, this time with a facial hair that's so thick it's not funny. And this time with my Steven Universe shirt and the same poster behind me from last time. This one is going to be something that I want to talk about tonight. And it happened 20 years ago. As we all know, it's September 11, and I thought I want to share my experience and memory of what happened. Like I wasn't in New York or Washington at the time, but the fact that it happened that shook the world and stunned the world and whatnot. So I thought I share my memory of what actually happened. So basically, it was early hours of September 12 here in Australia. So, well, because it was September 11 in the United States, but it was September 12 here in Australia. But I remember waking up that morning on September 12, but let's say September 11 for our sake. And I remember going to school. I was in 3rd grade at the time. So I was only 8 years old. I was in 3rd grade. And being autistic, I just didn't know what was going on. Like, I'm still autistic now, but I'm able to talk about this. So I remember it was 9 AM here, and my friend bought in the local newspaper, and on the front page of that newspaper was the Twin Towers in New York collapsing. And I saw that photo, and I still think about it to this day, because I mean, that was a scary, eerie feeling that everyone went through. Like I said, I was only 8 years old at the time, but the fact that it happened in New York, it happened in Washington, and you could not imagine of it happening there, or anywhere in the world for that matter. But unfortunately on that day, I think the world changed forever, and we automatically assumed that the worst was going to get worse. Unfortunately, it has in some way, but at the same time, the world has shown resilience at the same time. But when my friend showed us the newspaper, and I just remember saying to myself, what's this all about? And then as the news channels here in Australia just kept rolling through the coverage of what happened in the United States, I kept thinking to myself, this is not good. Because remember, I was 8 years old. So when you have a mind of an 8-year-old, you just want to be playing around with friends, having a good time. But on this occasion, I was like, this is not a good thing for the world, and it turns out it wasn't. So 20 years later, looking back at it, 20 years later, which is just incredible. Like, it's been 20 years already, and it's just unbelievable what's happened since. But the fact we can talk about it and go through what happened back then, it was a surreal experience. Like I said, being in Australia, not knowing what was going on, not understanding what was going on until I had a full, clear picture of what was happening. I still remember that moment. I saw the photo of the Twin Towers collapsing, I mean, gives me goosebumps, and eerie feeling is talking about it right now, and it's. I'm sorry if I'm not making sense, if I'm not talking much sense about it, but I just thought I want to share with you what happened here on the day this all occurred, and the fact is that it just the world was changed forever, unfortunately, on that day, and since then we've had so many evil acts, which is not what the world needs right now. And I mean, I hope we can go back to pre-2001, because before what happened 20 years ago, I think the world was in a much better place. But right now, I don't think we are in a good place, and I'm being honest here, because like you had what happened in New York, and then a year later in Bali in Indonesia, and then London 3 years later in 2005, and then all this other crap that happened in this world. I mean, even we had a international event that was not good, like the Sydney siege 7 years ago this year. And then we've got the coronavirus and all these stupid conspiracies. I mean, when are we going to go back to pre-2001, when the world was, I think, a better place back then? Because as of right now, and I'm being honest here, as of right now, I don't think we're in a good place. And the sad reality is that we don't know when all this evil will go away, and that's what's worrying me about the future, is that what's going to happen next. It's just very scary. It really is, because I want to travel overseas once the Australian government gets off their ass and actually fixes up this mess that they've created about the vaccine rollout here. I want to go overseas this decade, but will that even happen? Because I'm worried. But what happened 20 years ago in New York will live with me forever, because of that one photo in the Brisbane newspaper, which to this day I can't get that image out of my head, because all those innocent lives were lost on that one tragic day 20 years ago. And it's just, it's very surreal just thinking about it. So just quickly before I go, change of pace, hopefully no lockdown needed here tomorrow. Since last time I spoke to you, we've had like 1 or 2 cases a day. Today we had 5, but all from the same family. Hopefully that's enough to avoid a lockdown tomorrow. This beard is coming off tomorrow, by the way, so my next video should be clean shaven. And The Owl House is an amazing show. It really is, and I'm about to watch the 13th episode of season 1 after I upload this video onto YouTube. So yeah, I just thought I'd talk about that tonight, the 20th anniversary of what happened in New York, because that day will live in infamy, unfortunately, forever, and it's a day that will not go away. Even the next 100 years, when I'm not here, people will still remember what happened in 2001. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll be doing my videos on my laptop from now on. This last time was a success, and this is a better way of doing it. Like, comment, subscribe. I will delete negativity as always, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.